Lowe's. I'm getting ready to go exercise right now, and I decided to take this like 25 minutes and go live and talk about what we saw with Jared Anderson and Charles Martin. Man, y'all listen. When it comes to Jared Anderson and Charles Martin, I don't care what anyone says. Charles Martin deserves another opportunity. If he would have thrown 5 more left hands every round, Charles Martin would have knocked out Jared Anderson. Now, I'm not trying to downplay Jared Anderson. I think Jared Anderson, he's young, he's hungry. He's been boxing since he's been, I think, 7, 8, something like that. A young kid, man. Been boxing for a very long time. And he has a lot of skill, and he's durable. But I just feel with Charles Martin and what he went through with the AJ fight. First of all, I saw the fight when Charles Martin won that title. I think it was the IBF, right? I saw when Charles Martin won the title. And it was a fluke. The guy he was fighting was competitive. The fight ended early. The guy hurt us. He just injured himself. Martin didn't do anything to him. The guy, I don't know, it was like a freak accident in the ring. The guy couldn't continue. Martin wins the belt. He goes and fights AJ. And when he lost to AJ, I felt like Charles Martin sold the belt because Eddie Hearn said he overpaid Charles Martin, and Charles Martin made like $8 or $9 million for that fight. For those of you who didn't know, see, a lot of people don't realize Charles Martin got paid. Yeah, it's a fake champ. I used to think that too, man. I'll be honest with you. I thought Charles Martin was a fake champ as well. I don't think he's elite. But after the AJ fight, I said that was horrible. It was almost clownish. You know what I mean? It was almost clownish to see him get in the ring and get stopped like that. It looked like he didn't put forth any effort. But what I think happened is there was probably a little bit of I'm gonna cash out, a little bit of lack of confidence, kind of surprised that he ended up in a position like that to make that kind of money. And I think he felt he would just get cash out and sail off into the sunset. But I think he realized also that, man, the way the world reacted to him, I think it bothered him. I think it bothered him tremendously. And then as a result, he started trying to take his craft seriously. Because if you look at the effort that Charles Martin put up against Luis Ortiz, Gerald Washington, even when he fought Konecki, Charles Martin was trying to win those fights. He won, a couple of them, but he was trying to win. And to see that Al Haymon was going to put him on the Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford undercard, that tells me that Al Haymon believes in him. But I'll tell you this. He took an opportunity to fight Jared Anderson last night, and Anderson never hurt Charles Martin. Anderson was, faster, had a couple better combinations. But I tell you what hurt Charles Martin was going straight back. He was going straight back. He had no chance. He had no chance because he wasn't setting his feet, holding his ground. And Charles Martin's a guy who looks like he has to set his feet in order to get off his shots. Anderson is lucky in that fight. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. If that fight would have gone 12 rounds, I agree 100%. Charles Martin would have stopped Jared Anderson. And what's frustrating is why did Charles Martin wait to the 10th round really to take more risks? Because in the 5th round, he had Anderson hurt. And in that 10th round, Anderson was, man, when you make somebody dance like that in the ring, I always say, you're dancing salsa. When you catch them like that with a hard shot and their legs start going like they're dancing salsa in the ring, you got them. But the belt helped Jared Anderson, and I don't care what anyone has to say, Jared Anderson knows he has a lot to work on. But that being said, this thing about Jared Anderson being the next great American heavyweight champion, let me tell y'all something. That's what they're supposed to say. We all know that Jared Anderson is a B-level fighter. We know that. He has power. He has youth on his side. He's athletic. But come on, man. Yeah, he thought Anderson was done in round 5. Yeah, that's something else I was going to bring up. That's a bad sign when a fighter, round after, especially after that 5th round, keeps looking up at the clock. I couldn't understand why the hell Jared Anderson kept looking at the clock. That reminded me of Ryan Garcia before he hooked up with Eddie Reynoso, Ryan Garcia was in a fight where he was getting his ass tattooed, and he was just looking at the clock. When fighters look at the clock, that's not a good thing. It's either they're hurt, which he was hurt, or they're fatigued. And I think Jared Anderson, I know he was hurt. But that being said, as far as him being the next big thing, come on, man. Y'all telling me that I heard people saying Jared Anderson will beat Deontay Wilder. To that, I got to say it. And although it's the morning, I gotta say it in the most respectful way. So hold your horses and not take it to the stupid. Jared Anderson done beat no damn Deontay Wilder. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Jared Anderson against Karnacki, I think will be a tough fight for Jared Anderson. Don't get me wrong, Karnacki, man, Helenius beat the punch resistance out of Karnacki. Because Karnacki, man, he just can't take a shot no more. But as far as Jared Anderson, he has a lot of work to do. Talking about a few minor things he needs to work on. What are you talking about? I want him to win. I like to hear those guys talk about their families. I like to learn their stories. So I want to see him win. But I'm going to be honest with you. I wanted to see Charles Martin win more than Jared Anderson. When Charles Martin talks about his kids and his 2 twin sons who are autistic, man, that shit hits home. You know, I really feel those stories, man. But for Jared Anderson, look, he's got good combinations. His head movement isn't the best. It's like he just wants to go straight back. But even his footwork isn't all that. But he was doing a great job cutting the ring off. I did notice that. But I'm going to blame, I saw what you, Paul, I'm about to comment on what you just posted. I'm going to blame Charles Martin. Because look, I used to box, all of us who box, right? It doesn't matter if you box as a pro, amateur, if you just did sparring. I used to spar a lot, and I had some amateur fights, right? I'm right-handed, but I fought southpaw because I don't know. I was just always comfortable in the southpaw stance. But that's one-on-one stuff to keep your right foot outside of your opponent's left foot, the orthodox fighter. And Charles Martin kept staying in the line of fighter. I don't understand why hell he was moving to his left, like he was moving into the power of Anderson. But he lost the foot fight. And as a result, that gave, and the ring was being cut off. So as a result, that gave Jared Anderson a lot of opportunities. But I think Anderson, if he would have thrown more straight right hands, I think Anderson may have been able to do more damage to Charles Martin. But going forward, you know, forget it. The fight's over. But I agree. Jared Anderson, Jermaine Franklin, that's the fight to make. That's the fight to make. Or Jared Anderson and Ricardo Torres, a guy from out there in California, man. Yo, that guy is no joke, man. I'm telling y'all, he's I think he fights on Top Rank too. They're not gonna put those two guys together because they're on the same platform. But let me tell you something. That guy Torres can fight. He can fight, man. And I think he would knock out Jared Anderson. And I'm just being honest with you. But they're not looking at those fights. They're looking for him to continue moving up the ladder and not reverse, man. Yeah, I agree with what you just said. Anderson, he didn't have any answers for the straight left. And something else that I did notice, Charles Martin is, you know, he's a little bit bigger. He has like a 1.5 inch reach advantage. But when Charles Martin let the left hand go, especially the way he was kind of lunging in, he was able to get the shot there. If Charles Martin had a little more speed, just a little bit more speed, he would have had more success and he would have got the stoppage. Even when he was trying to throw his check hook, Charles Martin, he was thinking, he was actually trying to land his shots. He was trying. He just couldn't pull the trigger. It wasn't fast enough. But I agree with exactly with what you just said. Jared Anderson, he got some. He got to figure it out. You can't just sit there, man, and keep getting hit with the left hand. Man, it's like when guys used to fight Pacquiao, death by 1,000 left hands. Guys fighting Frank Martin, death by 1,000 left hands. Fighting Shakur Stevenson, death by 1,000 left hands. Like at some point, these guys got to stop and while they're in training camp and say, okay, we're working on my speed, we're working on power, working on conditioning, working on head movement, but we need to work on how to avoid the big left hand from these southpaws. You know what I mean? Let's see what he says here. He says somebody showed a good chin. Good chin. He got rocked a few times. He fought back. Yeah, no doubt about that, man. I agree. Martin had no speed behind his punches. He was fatigued getting caught. Agreed. Martin had no real snap. Yeah, absolutely. Everything you guys said is spot on. But you know what's something I noticed last night? I'm watching the fight, and I remember, because I'm still going off of Charles Martin when he fought Luis Ortiz, right? Charles Martin looked spectacular, man. And I was like, man, I was expecting that Charles Martin to get into the ring. But he didn't have Manny Robles. And I'm trying to understand why he got rid of Manny Robles. It's the same thing with Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz looked spectacular when he trained with Manny Robles. But then they left Manny Robles. Why are the fighters leaving Manny Robles? I have no idea. It makes no sense to me. Because Manny Robles, I think he's underestimated. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. Charles Martin's dedication has always been the question. That's true. And that could be the issue between Charles Martin and Manny Robles. The same thing with Andy Ruiz. His dedication. That was one of the issues between Andy Ruiz and Manny Robles. Andy Ruiz had all the talent and potential in the world, all the momentum, but once he hit the jackpot, he started to, kind of unravel. And Manny Robles seems to be the kind of trainer that's going to keep his guys and hold his guys' feet to the fire. You know what I'm saying? So if Charles Martin, in fact, wasn't as committed as he should have been, but then, I could see where there could have been a little bit of a rift. But I don't know what happened. However, I do feel had he still been training with Manny Robles, although he did some things in the ring last night that you could tell he retained a lot of the teachings from Manny Robles, but I just hate to see these guys bouncing from trainer to trainer to trainer. It's like AJ. It's Dillian White. You know what I mean? Ryan Garcia. What are you doing? Because what happens is, speaking of Ruiz, he wants no part of Wilder. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a second. Because what happens is, the things they do instinctively, and they've been doing instinctively under the tutelage of their the previous trainer, when they get with a new trainer, they start learning all this stuff, and nothing comes instinctively. It's more of them thinking and missing opportunities. Daniel Jacobs is another one. He left Rozier. He looked horrible. Shane Mosley left his dad. He started looking horrible. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not the... I understand wanting to get better. De La Hoya. The best De La Hoya look was when he was with his first trainer, the guy with the big mustache, man. That guy had De La Hoya on point. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Now, speaking about Ruiz, I don't know what's wrong with Andy Ruiz, man. I'm here at the school now. You see this big field out here? About to go out here and train. I do circuit training and stuff out here. I run too, but I like to change it up. That running, that shit gets old, man. That shit messed up my damn knees. But right at some point you're doing it is just reteaching a baby. Yeah, absolutely. Now, with Andy Ruiz, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I don't know what's wrong with Andy Ruiz. Let me close this. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's wrong with Andy Ruiz. I don't know what's wrong with his dad. I just don't get it. Andy Ruiz is he beat AJ. Okay, yay. Good job, Andy Ruiz. You beat AJ. But outside of that, what has he done? He doesn't deserve a 50-50 split with Wilder. He doesn't deserve it. They're about to give Andy Ruiz $5 to $7 million, right? Andy Ruiz is going to get $5 to $7 million, and my understanding is there's going to be pay-per-view on top of that. Now, we all know when it comes to pay-per-view, I wouldn't hold my breath on Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz doing 1 million buys, all right? So I wouldn't hold my breath, but he's a guarantee of $5 to $7 million, and Andy Ruiz can't make the fight with all the ups and downs he has going on in his life. I mean, come on, don't get me wrong. He made some money. 2 40-year-olds past their prime. Right. Andy Ruiz made some money fighting AJ, and he made like a little over $1 million to fight Arreola, over $1 million to fight Luis Ortiz. But Andy Ruiz is not, his market value isn't $5 to $7 million a fight anymore. It's not there. Right? His market value has plummeted. So when he comes out, like you said, and he beats 2 40-year-old guys and barely beats them, and then he has an opportunity to fight Deontay Wilder, to me, he should take it. It's just like Tyson Fury. I know for a fact, Wilder, they offered, what's his name, Andy Ruiz more money than Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is looking to give him like $3 million, maybe $4 million. Remember, Fury and Ruiz seem to have had that connection through Christianity and brothers in Christ and all that, right? So I think Tyson Fury he claimed he was going to hook him up. Yeah, Prime Stavern would beat Ruiz. Hell yeah, that Bermane Stavern that beat Areola. That Bermane Stavern beats most of these all these guys like B+ level fighters. That Stavern was no joke. But I figured Fury and Ruiz could have made something happen, but Fury just wants it. He's greedy belly, man. He wants his money, and we get it, but I just don't know what Andy Ruiz is going to do next, because who can he fight? You know what I mean? Anyone he fights now is going to be like a Frank Sanchez. He's basically becoming a gatekeeper. So he should have fought Tyson Fury for a chance at the WBC strap, in my opinion. And then he should fight Wilder. I mean, I don't know what he's looking to do. I don't know. Overassure himself because he know a KO coming. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think they know that's a high risk fight, and let it be worth it. It's kind of like Jermell Charlo fighting Canelo. I think Jermell has a good chance, but that's one of those things where the deal's so sweet, you can't say no. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to Fury, do I think Fury's done? I don't know what's wrong with Tyson Fury, man. I just found out that this December, Flip Hrgovic and Usyk are going to fight, not Tyson Fury. And then AJ and Wilder are going to fight, and it's all going to be on the same card in Saudi Arabia. Tyson Fury and Usyk not fighting anymore, because Tyson Fury wants to do something different. So Flip Hrgovic has to face mandatories. He's got to fight Daniel Dubois here in the next month or so, and then he got to face Flip Hrgovic. That's crazy. But Tyson Fury, I think this is what happens when real money starts getting involved. The Saudis complicated things because they put so much money out there to bait these guys, it complicated the matchmaking. But then Tyson Fury has talked to Francis Ngannou. He's talking to other people, not only in boxing, outside of boxing. And Tyson Fury knows he can make a lot of money. But I think Tyson Fury is also, I don't know what he's doing. Like, why not fight Usyk and become the undisputed? But in Tyson Fury's mind, he really feels that he's already been the undisputed because he's held every belt in the heavyweight division. So even in the 4-belt era, he's had every belt. So he's not worried about going and being the quote-unquote undisputed, because in Tyson Fury's mind, he's already the undisputed. You know, he's already been there and done that. But I do know this, a lot of the UK fans love Tyson Fury. But I'm seeing the comments, like you said, from interviews, from commentators. Everyone's tired of Tyson Fury's nonsense. They've all grown frustrated because they want to see Tyson Fury fight AJ or Tyson Fury fight Usyk. And I think before, people were giving Tyson Fury the benefit of the doubt. You know, he had come off of beating Klitschko, had the whole story about, depression and drugs. He got fat, lost the weight, came back, got the Kinahan connection going, beat Wilder those 3 fights. Was out here writing books, was a spokesperson on mental health troubles, and the whole world were at his hands. Like, everyone was Tyson Fury from the UK to the United States. And then over time, you're seeing that, you know what, maybe Tyson Fury is full of hot air, because now everybody understands the frustration with AJ trying to make the fight. Some people kind of understand Deontay Wilder's issues with him. People totally understand Usyk because people feel bad for Usyk with everything he has going on back home in his country, and they feel that Tyson Fury has just BS'd and just kind of, kicked the can down the road so long that they're just like, okay, it's not Wilder, it's not AJ, it's not Usyk. The common denominator here is Tyson Fury. Even his antics with the money when it came to Chisora and Dillian White. You know what I mean? But I don't know if Tyson Fury's scared of Usyk. I was thinking the other day, like, is he trying to wait Usyk out to see for him to take more damage, or like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I can't make sense of what Tyson Fury's doing. I just don't understand. I'm being honest with you. I can't understand what in the world Tyson Fury is doing. I just don't get it, man. I have no idea, and I'm trying to make sense of it. But I tell you what, I think Charles Martin deserves another opportunity. And we'll have to wait and see who they put him in the ring with. But for Jared Anderson, who does Jared Anderson fight next? Because I tell you what, that guy that he was supposed to fight, Kazabutsky, whatever his name is, they don't want no parts of that Kazabutsky. And that guy, Makhmudov, whoever that Anderson beats Ruiz. I don't know, man. I don't know if Anderson beats Andy Ruiz. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'll go and say that. But that guy who fought in that card, Martin will get another against a young fighter. Yeah, I think he will. But the guy who fought last night, what's his name? Makhmudov? Or whatever his name is. Hey, that guy is a problem, man. Big and strong. Big and strong and durable. He knocked out the Nigerian heavyweight, man. The guy who Glenn Johnson was training. I know, I've been watching that guy fight for a while, man. He is just a big, strong man. Like a damn rugby player, you know? Yeah, Makhmudov. He's garbage. All he do is blitz like a drunk guy in a street fight. That's all he needs to do, man. That's what needs to happen. When you're big like that, you know he's not going to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. He's got to make it a mash-up, crash-up. You know what I'm saying? So I think Makhmudov stands a very good chance against these guys. Because he's not going to sit out there and allow you to pop shot him and pick him apart. He's coming at you full steam ahead. You know what I mean? He's coming at you. Forearms, elbows. It's going to be an ugly fight. It's going to be a horrible fight. And his whole thing is like Mr. T said in the Rocky movie. What's he bringing? Pain. What's his prediction for the fight? Mr. T said pain, didn't he? That's what Makhmudov brings, pain. But I agree with you 100%, man. Those guys are just big and cumbersome, man. You know, you're talking about 6'6", 6'7", 250, 60 pounds. They're falling all over the goddamn ring. It's crazy. Now it's going to work against top heavyweights. How many top heavyweights do we have right now? You got Deontay Wilder, right? I'm always rooting for Wilder. Although I think he getting a little bougie and shit, but I'm still rooting for Deontay Wilder. Makhmudov fighting Deontay Wilder. If, you know, he can get to Deontay Wilder without that damn Deontay Wilder landing that damn right hand on him, he could make it a Tyson Fury type fight where it's physical and ugly, and it could make Wilder think twice, you know. But I agree, Wilder should be able to catch him and get him out of there. But I'm talking about outside of Wilder, Usyk, AJ, Fury. I mean, what do we really have there? You know what I'm saying? What do we really have? Yeah, Makhmudov would be a decent choice for Flip. I agree with you 100%. I was just about to say that. Makhmudov, when I think of Makhmudov, I think of Zhilei Zhang, I think of Flip Hrgovic. Like, I think of those three guys together. Flip Hrgovic, Makhmudov, and Zhang. Like, they're just big guys, man. But it looks like Flip Hrgovic's going to be the one to get the big shot coming up here into this year against Usyk. Unadulterated truth says Makhmudov is very aggressive, but he was also throwing that overhand right, and if somebody try to duck, they're going to get clipped behind the ear. Yeah, but Makhmudov, true, but he was throwing that damn uppercut. That tells me that he has IQ. He came in the ring, and he noticed that the uppercut was landing, and he kept throwing it. It was like a lead uppercut, and he was masking it real good because the Nigerian boxer, he just, once he felt that power, his game plan went out the window. His thing was just to grab and hold and not get hurt. You know what I'm saying? So that tells you when somebody hits you like that, it's crazy. Oh yeah, Jalilov, right? Yo, Jalilov is no joke too. Makhmudov, Jalilov. Let me tell you, man, these damn names ending with "ov," man, that shit gets me up, man. Not Makhmudov, Jalilov, those damn I don't know if they're Russian or where they're from, but those last names are very unique. But that's another one of those good fights, man. Them guys hit hard, man, and that's what it's all. That's what's so great about the heavyweight division. And you know what? There's so many European fighters who are in the heavyweight division, man, who I just think is a matter of time because the turnover is coming. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys who we've grown, you know, grown to fall in love with over the years with boxing. They're getting older, man. They've been around for a while. They're going to start falling off and going off into retirement. But as far as who were the 15 people the Nigerian fought, I don't know who the hell that 15 people he fought. I didn't even know Glenn Johnson was training fighters, to be honest with you. And then we find out that, Glenn Johnson had been training him. He probably fought all local fights down them Don King cards in Miami and shit. And then he just came out there with an opportunity as a guy with a good record. Just like that guy Arias, when he fought Jared Anderson, he had the good record, it looked good, and Anderson got in there and damn near killed him. So I think they just pulled him for his record, man. Every other division is popping right now outside of the heavyweights. We can't get no big time heavyweight fight scheduled. The heavyweight division is crazy because of that damn money, man. Everybody wants money. And you can't blame them, but damn. They're so afraid. This is how bad it's gotten. There's so much money out there that they're so afraid to make an interim fight. The chance they may lose and miss out on the money that's there for a subsequent fight. It's like, what the hell? Talk about, man, dangling what's that they say? We put the cart in front of the damn horse and shit. It's like, come on, man. Go and fight somebody. But I tell you what, Eddie Hearn's got it right. Eddie Hearn, he's so tired of people, and people may not agree with Eddie Hearn. I like Eddie Hearn. I think he's crazy. But he said, F everybody. When it comes to Anthony Joshua, if they weren't able to make the Dillian White fight, you know what Eddie Hearn was going to do? Because Eddie Hearn's all about the money. He wasn't going to put Anthony Joshua in some damn high-risk fight. He was going to pick a top 15 fighter, could have been a guy like the Nigerian, and threw Anthony Joshua in there with him and let Anthony Joshua tranquilize him. That way Anthony Joshua got an easy win, and Anthony Joshua will go to the end of this year, make his fight against Wilder. Now, Wilder fighting Andy Ruiz, I think that's a more difficult fight than Dillian White for AJ. I'm just being honest with you, man. Because Andy Ruiz, I don't know what the hell Andy Ruiz is going to do, man, like we were talking about earlier. But if Andy Ruiz can move his head enough to get in, because Deontay Wilder has long arms, man. He got arms like dolls, you know what I mean? Yoga Fire, he's throwing those long arms. But if somehow Andy Ruiz Deontay Wilder misses, and Andy Ruiz can close the gap and let off those combinations, but Andy Ruiz, he hasn't really been doing that, man, since he left Manny Robles. Andy Ruiz has been throwing the basic 1-2 hook, and then he brings a chopping right hand, and sometimes he throws that hand to hit you intentionally behind the head. Andy Ruiz does some dirty shit in the ring. A lot of fighters do, but if he catches Wilder in the sweet spot, man, that temple and back of it, right behind the ear, Deontay Wilder could be in trouble. But I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know. But I think Anderson and Martin, that shit was way better than AJ and Franklin. AJ's got to figure it out. All that power, all that height, you know what I mean? All that training, all of that skill, and he wants to get in the ring and make it a tickling contest? You worried about, what's his name, Lomachenko? Because Lomachenko said, oh, you're very big, you're very strong. Now you want to kick Lomachenko's ass? Because Lomachenko he didn't praise your skill set? He didn't praise your boxing IQ? When I tell you what, guys, when I see Anthony Joshua, first thing doesn't come to my mind is he's an intelligent boxer. When I see AJ, I'm like, man, this man is a specimen, you know what I mean? 6'7" or something, no fat on him. It's like, it's crazy to see him. You don't look at him and think, oh, he has such an amazing boxing IQ. No, you look at him and you think, damn, that man looks strong. You know what I mean? It's a compliment. But he want to fight Lomachenko. Come on, man. Fight Lomachenko? But anyway, Anthony Joshua got to figure it out, because I don't think this whole thing about running around wanting to be a boxer and not a bruiser, you gotta be maybe a little bit of both. But for AJ, his success has always come when he was more of a bruiser. And the fans got behind him, sponsors got behind him, because he was more of a bruiser. And I think he needs to find that again, because this whole thing about getting in the ring and floating like a butterfly and being cute and tickling opponents, that's not it. All right, that's not it. And that's why most people favor Deontay Wilder. to damn near kill him if they fight this December, man. Okay? The Anderson fight was better than AJ versus Franklin. Oh, yeah, no doubt about that, man. He won't, though, because he won't get in the ring with him, for real. Haney versus Loma. 2. Hey, let me tell you something. I don't know what's going to happen next, but the most money for Devin Haney would be the Lomachenko rematch. You know, that's Bob Arum is they're already trying to craft together a little package and offer Devin Haney some serious money. But the thing is, you know, Bob Arum, you know, they're not the kind of, he's not the kind of guy to give nobody no damn $20 million guarantee. You know, Bob Arum cheap as hell, you know. But they're gonna have to figure it out, because Devin Haney was supposed to fight Shakur Stevenson. Now let me tell y'all this. What I'm telling you right now is a fact. Devin Haney, they offered Shakur Stevenson a fight, 75-25 split. Shakur Stevenson gets 25%, Devin Haney gets 75%. Now, if you ask me, that's fair, in my opinion. What has Shakur Stevenson done to earn more than 25 or more than 25% against Devin Haney? You understand? What has he done? Shakur Stevenson's out here on Twitter talking about, nah, you know that's not going to happen, little bro, or whatever the hell he calls Devin Haney. 25% is not enough. Let me tell you something. This is just nothing at 130. Yeah, he's done nothing at 135. And in my opinion, Devin Haney should stick to his guns on this one. Just like I think for Deontay Wilder, stick to your guns with that 70-30 with Andy Ruiz. But Devin Haney went over there to Australia. He took a crap deal, right? And he went over there and he did the business. Then he did the rematch. Then he came here and fought Lomachenko. And I rescored. When I first watched it, I thought he lost, but I watched it and he beat Lomachenko. And now you want, on top of that, yeah, exactly. And now y'all want Devin Haney to just come now and give a 50-50 split or 60-40 split to Shakur Stevenson? No, man. No, you shouldn't do it. Not at all. Not at all. Now, if Shakur Stevenson goes out here and knocks out Pitbull Cruz, you know what I'm saying? Or he goes out here and knocks out somebody, Frank Martin, like knocks those guys out cold, well, then, you know, we may, maybe something to talk about. But right now, he hasn't done anything to deserve more than 25%. None of the kings not fighting each other. It's all built up for down the line. Shakur should take the offer. He literally been begging to fight Haney. Absolutely. But I saw that something about letting the fight marinate like Mayweather and Pacquiao. You know, to that I gotta say, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. Haney and Shakur Stevenson marinate like Mayweather Pacquiao. Look, there will probably never be another Mayweather Pacquiao type scenario, type pay-per-view performance, all right? You know, don't compare Haney and Shakur Stevenson to Mayweather Pacquiao. I'm not saying they can't get there. I just don't see it right now. But what I do think is, yeah, maybe it's a bigger fight when in the next few years when they get up to 147, because ultimately that's their bodies are maturing and they're going to probably end up at 147. But right now, I think Shakur, like Adam says, I think Shakur should take the fight. He's been asking for it. Shakur has a good chance of beating Devin Haney. I think he beats him. They've done a lot of sparring, which could be why Devin Haney's like, look, if I'm going to fight this guy, this is what the split has to be, because it doesn't matter what I think, what you think. Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, they know what happens in sparring. They know what happens. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they are still kids. Yeah, that's true. But they know who gets the best of each other because they sparred a lot. And they know how those rounds have gone. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people do feel that Shakur beat Haney. And if they were to make the deal, they'll feel he become undisputed. And then, like you said, Charles, that he can make the rules. And I agree with you 100%. Take the fight, win the belts. There'll probably be a rematch for sure. And they'll probably screw you in the rematch, right? Because that's the way these guys do business. The champion, he makes they'll have a contract for a fight with you. The champion will get a 75-25 split in his favor. Then they'll have the contract for the rematch if they lose, where the champion gets the 75-25 split in his favor again. Now that sucks because they lost, but they still get the lion's share of the purse. But that's just shrewd business because they're like, if you want an opportunity, you got to accept my terms. Now, if the guy beats the champion twice, well, then, he goes on to make the rules. But what's up, Eric R? He goes on to make the rules, you know what I'm saying? But I do think that Shakur Stevenson, he should just roll the dice. Even at 25% of the fight purse against Devin Haney. Where is he going to go to make that kind of money? And that's what these guys got to understand. Where are you going to go to make that kind of money? Because this is boxing, man. The best fighter doesn't win the fight. It's the fighter who boxes the best on that night. Like, those are facts. So you go rolling dice talking about fighting Pitbull Cruz. You better leave Pitbull Cruz alone. Shakur Stevenson talking about fighting Frank Martin. Or Shakur Stevenson talking about fighting Gervonta Tank Davis. And let me tell you something. Anything can happen in those fights. But Shakur Stevenson is a special talent. I'm just saying, I just think, why roll the dice on that when you can sit there and get good money against Haney? Because Haney right now is all over the place, man. Ryan Garcia, his dad's doing the right thing, man. He's out here trying to get on the road. Salute Hood and chat. Everyone be blessed. All right, Anthony, man, you take care. You take care. Facts, it's the play. Yep. And it's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. But Devin Haney's dad, he's out here talking to everybody. They're trying to set up something big for Devin Haney. Man, my understanding is like 20 million or something is what they're looking at for a fight, for a payday for Devin Haney. I wish they stopped messing with the format. How do you smash the like button? I don't even know, man. Don't you hit the right hand? I think there's a thumbs up icon on here, man. But I don't know what they're doing to the format. But that's what Devin Haney's dad is looking at. You see, Teofimo Lopez started something. Teofimo Lopez started something over there at Top Rank. And I think the fighters are going to benefit. He putting some heat on those guys because, see, Teofimo Lopez, he wants to get paid. And Devin Haney now, you figure Devin Haney's the undisputed, right? I don't know if he's signed with Skills Challenge Promotion. I know these guys have this unique arrangement now where they can be signed to Top Rank, signed to PBC, but also seem to be able to go out there and sign some kind of deal over in the Middle East with Skills Challenge Promotions. Devin Haney and his dad is like, okay, Devin's making good money now, but we're not making the 20, 30, 40 million. I'm telling y'all, man, guys want to get paid. And for Devin Haney's next fight, him and his dad want him to make huge money. And they got to find the right opposition to where they can go out there and make those fights. But I don't know how that's going to work out with Bob Arum, because Bob Arum's already gone on record and said when it comes to guys signed to him, they can't fight exclusively anywhere else. It's got to be with ESPN. It's got to be with Top Rank. But I don't know how. I don't know what exactly Bob's going to do. But my thing with Devin Haney, I keep forgetting, he's not signed with Top Rank anymore. He's not with Top Rank anymore. Devin Haney's left. That contract is over, so they're just kind of shopping around for the best opportunity. Eric R says, I feel like Bill is posturing. I'm going to wait and see if they re-sign with Top Rank or not. That's all he's doing, man. Bill Haney's on a fishing expedition. He's just sitting back and just seeing what comes his way for his son. And he's having conversations, and he's going to go in a direction where they make the most money. And I'm going to tell you right now, Bill Haney going over to Saudi Arabia, at the end of the day, boxing, all these boxers have a limited shelf life. They only have so many years. If he can go to Skills Challenge Promotion, wow, he might go to DAZN. Yeah, he may go back. Eddie Hearn's watching him too. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think Devin Haney, if he goes anywhere, he should go over there to Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, and DAZN. Because Eddie Hearn's got the damn connection in the Middle East. Eddie Hearn is all about making the most money. And he'll get Devin Haney a fight out there, especially if Devin Haney because Eddie Hearn's okay with his fighters being signed to him and his fighters having some kind of deal with Skills Challenge Promotion. As long as Eddie Hearn's still getting paid and the deal works for everybody. Eddie Hearn's not going to block money. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn's not going to block money. But the huge payday comes with great inactivity. Well, I hear what you're saying, Eric R. And that's with those heavyweights. But that's by choice. with Devin Haney being signed to Matchroom, and if he does sign with Skills Challenge Promotion as well, Devin Haney's not going to sit on the sideline. Devin Haney's going to fight. And Eddie Hearn's going to keep him busy. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, Eddie Hearn, he doesn't have an issue with his guys fighting outside of his of Matchroom. Eddie Hearn will make fights with anybody. Eddie Hearn's all about the money. It's the other promoters. But I don't think Devin Haney will sit on the shelf. Not at all. I think Devin Haney will be even more active. And at the end of the day, because they have such a limited shelf life, if you can go fight in Saudi Arabia and make 3 fights, and in 3 fights make $100 million, I mean, shit, that's more money than what some fighters. I mean, most fighters don't even make that kind of money their whole career. You know what I'm saying? But I think Haney should go to Matchroom. What's going on, Adari? Says Jared Anderson is going to become the next future heavyweight champion of the world. I think he has an opportunity, but I mean, not the way it's structured right now. You know, Jared Anderson. So let's just look at this, right? Jared Anderson against Zhilei Zhang or Joe Joyce, right? Because Joe Joyce and Zhang are about to fight. The winner of that, right? They're looking for the big names. But let's say somehow Bob Arum and the winner of Joyce and Zhang, they're able to the 2 promoters can come up with enough money to get Zhang, or whoever wins between Zhang and Joyce, to fight Jared Anderson. You guys, right now, you think Jared Anderson will beat Joe Joyce? You think Jared Anderson will beat Zhilei Zhang? I'm just asking the question, right? Because I'm fair, man. But come on now. Jared Anderson's not beating Joe Joyce. And Jared Anderson, this is my opinion. I'm not telling you you're wrong. You know, we just have conversations. But I can't see him beating Zhilei Zhang. I think will kill him. And Joe Joyce against Jared Anderson, I just think that's just recipe for disaster, man. You say maybe. But don't get me wrong. I think Jared Anderson, he's got the power. And you could tell that he wants to win. Like, when he was getting hit with those hard shots, he knew how to tie up, how not to keep getting hit with those same shots. But when you fight guys like Joyce, who got the stamina, who's going to keep coming, a guy like Zhilei Zhang, who's cool and calm and going to wait for you and going to counter and throw that straight left hand that's super fast. Because see, Zhilei Zhang, this is the thing people don't understand. Even after the Joe Joyce fight, people still don't want to give Zhilei Zhang credit. We're talking about Jared Anderson, right? Zhilei Zhang has extreme power and extremely fast hands. And people still don't want to give him credit. Why? Because he's Chinese? Come on, man. That means nothing. This is boxing. The man has skills, and skills pay the bills, and he has power. So that being said, I do think, like we said earlier in the chat, I think Jared Anderson should fight Frank Martin. Frank Martin, and you know who else would be a good fight for him to cut his teeth? Put him in there with Big Baby Miller, man. Man, give Big Baby Miller an opportunity. I think that would be good. The two real big babies. He clips Big Baby Miller, and we never have to hear from Big Baby Miller again. And then he goes on and fights Frank Martin. But that to me should be the next fight for him. Gerald Big Baby Miller or Frank Martin. And then after that, I mean, hey, they throw him to one of them European fighters and then it's over. What's going on, G Royal? It says, Adam says, Zhang will stand there like a plant and exchange with Anderson. Of course, you know, Zhang gonna hold his ground. Zhang has very little movement. He makes necessary movements. It's like basketball. You don't get the ball and start doing all this dribbling crap. The goal is to get, the objective is to get to the rim. Least amount of dribbles to score. And boxing, you don't need to be out there floating like a butterfly. The whole thing is to land punches, do damage, man. You know what I'm saying? And Zhang and his team, they've got it correct. And that's why Zhang is a problem, man. My boy here said, G-Ross and Salute Hood, I think Jared should fight F.A. Akjaba. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about F.A. Akjaba. Absolutely. Or Big Shot Shaw. All three on top rank. What are your thoughts? Nah, you're absolutely. I forgot about you know what? I forgot about F.A. Akjaba, man. That's because he's not as active as he was, man. You know what I'm saying? He lost to Frank Sanchez, and all of a sudden, You know, you don't even see nothing from him anymore. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, hell yeah. Adams is laughing at. That's the truth. But I don't know why Jabba's not fighting, but I agree. Jared Anderson needs to keep fight. He needs a few more C plus B level fighters before he goes on to the real champions of the division, the real elite, because that's just a recipe for disaster, man. And the thing is, Bob Arum knows that. Bob Arum knows that, man. He's not going to do that. And that's right. Charles Diaz says Zhang hits harder than Martin. Zhang hits a lot harder than Martin. But the thing is, Bob Arum knows those things, and his matchmakers, they're the best matchmakers in boxing. They understand, and trust me, they're paying attention. It's just like they were paying attention to Berlanga. They know that they have a potential star in Anderson, a potential star. They knew they had a potential star in Berlanga, but when they started to increase the opposition, the guys weren't looking that good. So they're not going to sit there and force something. They're going to sit back and make sure they put them in again with the right opponent to make sure they're developing. And if it takes 5 or 6 fights, they're going to do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, we look at Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder's been fighting for a long time. And people talk about, oh, he's fought tomato cans, he's fought bums. Look at him. Look where he's at now. Okay? He's always had the power, but he started fighting, I think he said at 21 or something. I thought it was like 19, but maybe it was 21. Deontay Wilder learned on the job. Dillian White's another one. Learned on the job. What's his name? Derevinchenko. That man started boxing at 28 or some shit. That's crazy. So for Jared Anderson, it's okay if they take a few more fights to develop him. You know what I'm saying? Keep developing. Keep developing. That's what he needs to do, man. But I tell you what, though. Pennant says, what if Zhilei Zhang become the first Chinese heavyweight champion of the world? He already is. Zhilei Zhang's already the first Chinese. He already has the title. He took it from Joyce. Now, if you're talking about the first undisputed, well, I mean, there's a whole lot of firsts for Zhilei Zhang if he keeps winning. But he's already a champion, the first one in China. The people in China, man, they went crazy over Zhang. They all stayed up, got up early to watch him fight Joyce and win that title. So a good Zhang is another one where there's a lot of money behind him. You know how much money the government in China will put up for Zhang to come and defend his titles? So if Zhang can beat Joyce again, he's got a huge payday waiting for him, a huge payday. Diaz says, Anderson beats Frank, Ruiz, and other smaller dudes. He too fast, he struggles with length and size for now. Yeah, the size is an issue, man. But I don't know. I think it'll be good to see Anderson against Frank Sanchez, to see him against Andy Ruiz, even Luis Ortiz. I think those would be good fights for him, just to see how he does. Because if he can get, matter of fact, Anderson against Areola, I think that's a problem for Anderson. I'm just telling you right now. I think Chris Areola will beat Anderson. If Anderson can't get past Areola, they got a lot to work on. But it's a lot of fights for him. They just got to pick the right fight to keep moving him up the ladder. Because the wrong fights is going to derail everything and all the effort they put into him, man. He says, Zhang is a former silver medalist. I believe he ain't no slouch. Nah, man, he's not a slouch. He lost to Anthony Joshua in the Olympics. Zhang can fight. You don't get to the Olympics and win a silver medal because you can't fight. Like, you know, just to even get into the Olympics, you got to be something special about you, man. And for him to go on and lose to Anthony Joshua in a fight that some people felt Joshua lost tells you a lot about him. Anderson versus Ajagba, though, but that would be a good fight. That would be a good fight. But Ajagba doesn't throw his right hand anymore. It's like they've taken his. It's like Miguel Cotto. His whole career was based off of that left hook, and then he started training with that guy Pedro Diaz. Didn't throw the left hook as much, was throwing the right hand. Cotto started looking kind of simple. Then he finally got away from that situation, hooked him with Freddie Roach, went back to the big left hand, and Cotto had a good second run of his career. Why take away your most devastating punch? That's crazy. De La Hoya's whole career was based off of his left hand. You know what I'm saying? Why would you take that away? It's stupid. He says he needs to fight taller guys so he can get better. Yeah, they need to work on that in sparring. got to spar taller guys and get comfortable in sparring. You can't come out there, trying to figure it out in the ring in an actual professional fight. But yeah, I agree. They need to get guys in there and that can open that can of whoop ass on him. That way he can figure things out. I agree with you 100%. Anderson will be walked down the whole time by Arreola. Yeah, Areola's gonna walk him down and let them hands go. And one thing we know about Areola's going to fight, and that's something that the matchmakers would know that, but they may roll the dice on it. I don't know. I can see them picking up. Bermane Stiverne. Put him in the ring with Bermane Stiverne before they do with Arreola, and try to say, well, Stiverne's a guy who beat Arreola. You know how they try to create those crazy ass narratives. What's up, Kamani? Pinner says Jared Anderson versus Pero will be a very good boxing match. Yeah, Pero's no joke too, man. There's a lot of good fighters out there. A lot of them, man. But anyway, what is it, almost an hour? I'm out here at this track. I'm about to go do some strength and conditioning, man, myself. Circuit training out here. But I was trying to think, what's something I was going to tell y'all? So Shakur Stevenson, he doesn't want the 25%. Clarissa Shields. Oh, Franchon Dezern, man. Hey, I don't know if y'all follow the women's boxing. I'm just going to talk really brief. Clarissa Shields, I don't think any female boxing should happen in the States. They need to all go over there to the UK to make their money. The money's not here in the States like it is for overseas. They need to go make their money. And then there was something else that I saw that got my attention, where I was like, what the hell is going on? Oh, Deontay Wilder. Hey, has anyone else noticed Deontay Wilder seem to be getting a little bougie on us? You know what I'm saying? Now, you guys before I get off, I want to have this conversation. Now, you remember, Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury, right? He fought him 3 times, right? And there was all the talk about corruption and Kinahan and, Saudi involvement and the gloves, the ref, all kind of crap. He even fired Mark Breland. Does anybody else, is there anyone else aside from myself who's wondering, why he would go and sign, because he has signed with Skills Challenge Promotions? There's anyone else out here, is anyone else watching that saying, why would he go sign with Skills Challenge Promotions? Now, this is what's crazy to me. I did not know that Shelly Finkel had a rapport with Daniel Kinahan. Now, that blew my mind. Now, this whole time, right, all this crap about the rumors, right, about Kinahan being involved and Bob Arum paying Kinahan the consultation fees and Kinahan using his influence over the Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fights to influence judges, influence the referees, all this conspiracy theories, right? Because of Kinahan, because of the mob. But then we find out that Finkel had a relationship with Kinahan. And then we see Deontay Wilder signing the Skills Challenge Promotions. The same people who are associated with the guy who supposedly influenced the outcomes of those 3 fights. You can't tell me that the secret society doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't tell me the secret society doesn't exist. Because there's no way in the world you could have made me believe Wilder would have gone out there and signed with those guys at Skills Challenge Promotion. I'm not saying anything bad about him. I'm just saying if he felt a kind of way about how he got robbed and almost beat to death and it was all corruption, why would you go out there and get in bed with the same people who are associated with this guy or this group that you feel did you wrong? It just makes no sense to me. It's all confusing. I don't understand it. But at the end of the day, money talks, and it is what it is with these guys. He even got a new promoter. Yeah, he got a new promoter. I'm telling y'all, man, if the fly on the wall could talk, we could get a better understanding of what's going on. So it's just, for me, it just opened my eyes even more, and I'm going to keep pushing that narrative about the secret society. Pennant says, Jalilov is going to become the next future heavyweight champion. We just need to see more Jalilov, man. A lot of people don't know anything about him. They don't know much about Jalilov, but I tell you what, we need to see more of him. We know about him because we follow boxing, but the guys who aren't into it like we are, they don't know much about him. That guy is a problem. When you see these guys' records, man, you know, even like Edgar Berlanga, man, you know, when they 16 wins, 16 knockouts, now he's at 21 and 16. But Jalal with what 13, 14 wins, 14 knockouts. There's a reason for those knockouts. And when you go see that Jalal knocked out an amazing heavyweight prospect for 30 seconds in the Olympics, you know, with headgear and gloves on, that tells you there's some power there. But yeah, no doubt about that. Makhmudov versus Joe Joyce would be fireworks. Yeah, Makhmudov and Joe Joyce would be fireworks because they both are just like, they're just mash up crap. I call one mash up, I call the other one crash up. And when you bring them together, you get a mash up, crash up. They just run and just crash into each other and just let the shots go. They're okay with getting punched in the face. That would be a fun fight to watch. It would be hilarious because I'm sure they'd be falling all over the damn ring. Because they're like two big-ass giraffes, you know what I mean? Just long-ass legs and just with those long necks, just, you know, just letting shots go and wrestling and tussling. It would be a very entertaining fight. But and they both can take shots, so that Makhmudov and Joe Joyce would be a good fight, a very good fight. I think I'd be laughing the whole time watching that fight, man. But that being said, man, I got to get out here and do some exercising, man. I want to tell y'all thanks for joining me for this hour. I got to get in shape, man. Doctor told me I need to get down another like 30 pounds, man. I'm like, yo, what you want me to disappear? You know what I mean? Another 30 pounds? I ain't shit. I'm just going to vanish in thin air. But anyway, let me get out here and try to get some of this 30 pounds off my ass. Y'all keep cool. Joe Joyce might lose his punch resistance. I think his punch resistance is kind of gone a little bit now. It's the same way I said Helenius beat the punch resistance out of Kanaki. Zhang may be on the verge of beating the punch resistance out of Joe Joyce. Yeah. All right, Adams. All right, everybody who joined the chat, man. You know, Pennant, Diaz, everybody who came on, man. I appreciate it. Kamani, what up, Kamani? I got to get out here, man, and get this workout in and go take the boys. I got to go buy bunk beds today. They want bunk beds, man. So I'm going to go out there and get some bunk beds, man. Y'all keep cool. Enjoy your 4th of July. No matter where you are in the world, you don't have to celebrate Independence Day. Still don't mean you can't go out there and barbecue and chill and have some fun. I'm going to go out here and get some of this grease off my fat ass. Y'all keep cool. Take care. I appreciate your support. Please hit the like button. What's up, Giant TV? No, I'll give you 5 minutes before I get off. I'm cool. What's up, Giant TV? What you want to talk about? I got 5 minutes for you before I get off, man. I'm not going to do you like that. What you want to talk about, Giant TV? Throw it out there so we can talk about it before I get off. What you want to talk about, Giant TV? I'll give you a recap while you typing, man. We talked about Jared Anderson. We said if Martin had more speed, he would have got him out of there. Some of us think Jared Anderson's the next heavyweight champion. Other of us think he probably needs to fight some more C plus B level fighters. Some of us think he needs to fight tall guys to get used, to get ready for the guys like a Wilder, Fury. Some of us think that with his matchmaking, it'll probably put him with a Bermane Stiverne. F.A. Jabba is a good fight. I think that I think Zhilei Zhang and Dubois could be interesting fights, but he's kind of on that level. We talked about Devin Haney. We talked about Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson doesn't want 25%. We feel he should roll the dice, take the fight, win the belts, just like Haney did going over there to to Australia. And then we talked about a lot of the European fighters, man, and what they have going on. Dempsey McKean versus Jalal would be a very good fight. Battle of the Southpaws. Yeah, Dempsey McKean, his name keeps coming up, man. But he gotta just roll the dice and go out there and get himself a fight too. But his name keeps coming up, but he's not getting in the ring. I'm from St. Louis, was going for Martin, but I messed with Jared. He looked vulnerable. Yeah. He from okay, man. I lived in O'Fallon, Illinois for 3 years. I used to come, that's right there on the state line, man. We used to always come down to St. Louis, come down to the zoo, come down there and chill all the time, man. Take my kids down there, man. Yeah, I was stationed at Scott Air Force Base, right up the road from St. Louis, man. But yeah, hey, everyone here is rooting for Charles Martin too, man. Everybody feels Charles Martin deserves another opportunity. They feel that for him to take that fight at 11 days notice, he did good for himself. But the bottom line is, when it comes to Charles Martin, that 11 days notice, I think if he had just a little more time, and if he threw 5 more left hands each round, if every round he threw 5 more left hands, I think Martin would have stopped Anderson. Because whenever he landed that left hand, man, he was hurting. And the way I was talking about it on here, saying he had Jared Anderson dancing salsa. He had him hurt badly. No doubt about that. But Martin, it's not over for him. Somebody out here said Martin's going to get another one of these young up and comers. He's kind of becoming a gatekeeper now. But he goes shock and surprise somebody, just like Gabe Rosado. Gabe Rosado was a gatekeeper, but he always had a win. He wasn't too far from getting a win. And Gabe Rosado would get a win just when he thought his career was over. He would get a big win and breathe life back into his career. And it's kind of what's going on with Charles Martin. I think he's going to get another big win, breathe life back into his career, and I hope he goes on to make some money, man, make some good money. I would like to see that happen for Charles Martin, man. I would like to see him fight Andy Ruiz. I like Fran Sanchez. Yeah, we like Fran Sanchez too, man. Frank Sanchez needs to fight, man. He's not fighting enough. I don't know what the hell the problem is. What about Martin versus Daniel Dubois? Oh, I don't know about that, man. Daniel Dubois can hit. He can crack. Charles Martin just has a. I think Charles Martin has a good chance in that fight, but Daniel Dubois can hit. But that would be a good fight. But Daniel Dubois, I'm glad you said that. I know I'm supposed to be going out here to exercise, but Daniel Dubois, his punch resistance may be gone too, because he got banged up by Joe Joyce, and then in Daniel Dubois' last fight, he went down 3 times in the first round. So that may be a video I need to do, is talk about these heavyweight fighters who are top prospects and how their punch resistance has been affected. Because Charles Martin, he may have enough left to where he can knock out Daniel Dubois. I didn't even think about that, but you're right. Charles Martin may have just enough to get in there and stop Daniel Dubois, because Daniel Dubois got knocked down 3 times by an opponent who didn't hit half as hard as Charles Martin. The problem is Daniel Dubois can crack, so if he gets his shots off first, it could be nights out for my boy Charles Martin. And I'm rooting for Charles Martin. I am, man. Talking about his kids, talking about the twin boys, autism. I want him to make, another 4, 5, 10 million. To make sure his kids are straight, because I know life can be hard for, people with autism. So anything he can do to improve his kids' lifestyles, man, especially when he's gone, I hope he gets everything. I hope he gets that and much more, man. I'm always rooting for those kind of people, man. I love children, and I'm going to always root for those guys with that. If slow-handed Joe Joyce can get fight after fight, yeah, no doubt about that, man. Yeah, Joe Joyce with them slow hands. Yeah, he does come plodding along, man, like a damn elephant in the ring. Them long legs. But anyway, man, I'm going to go out here and get my exercise in. It's like the whole world coming out here with their kids. Let me get out here and get me a piece of this real estate before they come and take my spot. Y'all take care, man, and keep cool. Giant TV, man. You know I wasn't going to do you wrong. Make sure I give you a little 5 minutes before I bounce. Honestly, if Wilder versus Ruiz doesn't happen, I'd like to see Wilder versus Martin. That would be a good fight. He's on PBC, man. And Wilder needs to stay. You know what? Wilder needs to stay busy fight. Since Ruiz doesn't want, that would be a good, all right, Giant TV. That would, Andrew, I agree. I think that would be a very good fight. Something Wilder should win. And it gives Martin another opportunity to make some money and thank Al Heyman again. And then Wilder goes on to fight AJ. Absolutely. Brilliant. I didn't even think about that. You're absolutely correct. He may get that opportunity. Just like Frank Martin got, Jermaine Franklin got those 2 back-to-back fights, Dillian White and AJ. You may see Charles Martin get the Anderson fight and then get the Deontay Wilder fight. And Deontay Wilder would do it because, he's all about kids, number one, and all about trying to help fighters. Especially, and we can talk about, we're adults, black fighters. Don't feed my STL peeps to Wilder. Yeah, Wilder may tranquilize him, you know what I'm saying? But hey, At least he can go on and I'll tell you what, Charles Martin would take that $5 million, $5 or $7 million. He won't go back and forth about no money. They should give Charles Martin that $5 million. He'll take that money in a heartbeat. Give Charles Martin that $5 million. Forget about Andy Ruiz. Let him go out here, man, and make $20 million. Try to make $20 million fighting somebody else. All right, man. I gotta get out here, man. I could talk all day, but I got to get out here. Y'all take care. Keep cool. Appreciate the support. Eat something good, man, and y'all take care of yourselves. Spread a lot of love, man. Bob Marley, one love, right? Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans on 7 continents. In the breeze, like always.